Welcome to the Night Radio and Television station. Here's the news today. The International Monetary Fund (IMF) commended that the economic success in Vietnam during the COVID-19 pandemic crisis and recommended that macroeconomic policies should be maintained to ensure the sustainable recovery in on the economic field. According to the IMF, despite the pandemic, Vietnam's economy remains stable with a growth rate of 2.9% in 2020, high growth rate in the world, and expected to grow by 6.5% in 2021, thanks for taking strong steps in the fields of economy and health. According to the IMF, Vietnam should improve the business environment and ensuring a fair playing field for small and medium enterprise, reforming toward reducing the legal burden that the enterprises are facing, improving their ability to access resources, renew, strengthening governance, and access technologies in the upcoming time. According to the Ministry of Health, on March 20th, more than 3,400 people were vaccinated against COVID-19, bringing the total number of people who were vaccinated to nearly 31,000 people. The people who have been vaccinated are mainly medical staff and staff who are directly involved in the fight against the pandemic. Members of the community COVID-19 groups are strengthening community for pandemic prevention. From now to the end of March, the expansion vaccine program will organize specialized training courses for the remaining 44 provinces, ready to deploy the next vaccination ground return scheduled for March 25th with over 1.3 million doses. Currently, 5 provinces have announced that they have completed financial arrangements to vaccinated people, including Hà Nội, Quảng Ninh, Hải Phòng, Bắc Ninh, and Khánh Hòa. Vietnam is working with many countries around the world on the acceptance of vaccine passport through QR code. Vaccine passport is a certificate showing that one person has been fully vaccinated for 2 doses of COVID-19 vaccines. Residents will be issued a certificate and a QR code to confirm after the injection. Accordingly, when going overseas, people are allowed to scan the QR code, access the correct data source, and verify the information of the vaccination. When getting vaccinated, people must download a profile application on the system of Apple Store or Google Play and upload on the necessary information. Medical facilities scan QR codes instead of performing paper operations. Russian news agency TSS reported that on March 20th, the Russian ambassador Anthony Antonov left the Russian embassy building in Washington, D.C. on his way back to Moscow to attend the relations consultations between the two countries. According to the ambassador Antonov, it is very necessary to analyze the state of Russia-US relationships, and Russia has always been interested in developing bilateral relations with the US. Earlier on March 27th, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Russian Federation announced that Ambassador Antonov had been told to return to Moscow for the consultations, aiming to determine the next steps related to the US-Russia relations. The decisions for returning of the ambassador were made by Russia at the same time. Washington announced an expansion of restrictions imposed on Russia regarding to the poisoning of Alexei Navalny. In addition, U.S. President Joe Biden also made an inappropriate statement aimed at his Russian counterpart Vladimir Putin in a televised interview on March 26th. British and German citizens yesterday all went out on the streets to protest the restriction aimed at preventing COVID-19 pandemic. Many people were arrested for clashing with the police. Police in London capital England had arrested 33 people, most of them arrested for breaking the anti-pandemic regulations, getting out of their home for unnecessary needs. It is estimated that several thousand people went out on the streets to protest yesterday afternoon in London, starting at Hyde Park, in which about 100 people participated in the brawl, throwing bottles at the police. In Germany, thousands of people were gathered in the central town square in Kassel. The clash came after a group of people broke through the police barrier, forcing the police to use tear gas and baton to stop them. Protest groups also fought with other protest groups in the capital Berlin. About 1,800 police officers were dispatched to ready for the threat of violent protesting, but only a few dozen protesters at the Brandenburg Gate. That was on the news today. Thanks for watching us. Goodbye.